Hey guys, how are you? It's Cari here again, and I'm gonna go live with you today. And I'm gonna use the quick cooker right here, which I know is a lot of your favorites. And so I'm gonna make a quick cooker chocolate flan, which I have never made this before. I'm actually going to use our little bundt pan that comes with, that you can buy as an accessory. So here's my caramel sauce, and I'm actually going to put it in, this is our measure-all cup, but it's our small measure-all cup. And you can actually put this to a 1/4 cup, and that's 4 tablespoons right there. And I'm just gonna squeeze this in here and measure it. And the measure-all cups are really great for when you're doing things that are really sticky, because it actually allows you to get everything off that you need. So, and then you won't waste anything, which is fantastic. So I'm just gonna sprinkle this right in the bottom of my pan as like it says to do, okay? And then the beautiful thing is I can push this as it's going down, and then I can use one of my scrapers and I can just scrape all of the excess right off. So I have lost none of my caramel, which is so amazing, right? My pan, I'm gonna set that aside for now, and I'm actually gonna make the ingredients. So now this is what's crazy, is it calls for a dark chocolate cake mix, and I did not have that. So the only thing I had in my pantry was a yellow cake mix. So I'm gonna show you one of the hacks that I learned. So you can take this cake mix, I'm gonna open it up right here. I'm gonna use my Pampered Chef scissors that I have right here, and I'm gonna open this up. So if I went on Google and I asked, like, what are the substitutions to make a yellow cake a chocolate cake? And so basically what you do is take your cake mix like this, okay? And then you're gonna get cocoa. And so I have cocoa right here, and it says to take 4 tablespoons of cocoa, but you can actually use 5 tablespoons if you want it to be a little more chocolatey. So I'm gonna use 5 tablespoons. So these are our adjustable measuring spoons, which I love because they all hook together. So I don't lose them in my cabinets, right? Which I hate that, in my drawers. So I've got my 5 tablespoons right here, and see how they all kind of hook together? So super nice, so they don't fall apart, which is awesome. So I just put 5 tablespoons in there, and I'm gonna get my whisk, and I'm just gonna whisk this all together. So then I have just turned a yellow cake mix into a chocolate cake mix and mix it around. Now this is our older batter bowl. The beautiful thing about our Pampered Chef products is that they withstand the test of time. So I've had this one probably for 20 years, and they've restyled it. And it has a lid just like the other one too, but they all use and work the same. So if you have an old one, wonderful. If you need a new one, go ahead and get a new one. Right here. And then I always have a garbage bowl. So I'm gonna get my garbage bowl out, and I just use one of my medium glass bowls as my garbage bowl. So then I don't have to be running to my trash can every time I'm doing something. So now I'm gonna separate these eggs because I just need 2 egg yolks. So I'm just gonna crack this, and then I'm just gonna separate this egg yolk with the egg whites. So I just go back and forth. There are some products out there that you can purchase to be able to separate your eggs and just dump the egg right in there, but I just do it the old-fashioned way. You just have to be careful that you make sure you don't crack your egg totally. You can also use your hands if you want to, and put the egg yolk in between your 2 fingers, and it won't, and it should be able to hold. So now I can use these egg whites for like an omelet or something later. So these are our prep bowls, which I love. These come in a set of 6. They come with lids, so I can put the lid right on this, put this in the fridge, and then I can use it for another recipe. 2 egg yolks to that. And then it says to add in sour cream. So here's another hack I learned. If you don't have sour cream, you can take milk. So 1 cup of milk to 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. So this recipe only calls for a 1/2 cup of sour cream. So I am going to actually use the other measure-all cup. This is the 1 cup one. And for those of you that didn't know this, there are measurements that are different for liquids versus your solids, okay? So this is where you would put the solids in, and then the measurements are right there, right? And then this is for your liquids, and it has a little pour spout, and so there's your liquid measurements. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure a 1/2 cup of milk, and then I'm gonna add some lemon juice. So I have some milk right in here. I actually froze my milk because I wasn't sure when I was gonna be able to get to the grocery store again. So if you have mason jars, you can actually freeze your milk. In mason jars, just leave enough room for for the milk to expand so that you don't break your mason jar, and then you can use it later. It's the cool part. So this is our dill, and mine's been in the freezer, so it's kind of dirty. But this is our Dill Keeper, and you can actually freeze things in here. I actually freeze lemon juice in mine. So I love lemon juice, and I use it a ton. So I always buy a big bag of lemons, and then I squeeze them with our citrus press, and then I pour them in here. And this is what's cool, is this is silicone, so it pops them right out. See how I'm doing that right there? Now this is a tablespoon, so I don't need an entire tablespoon, so I'm just gonna take a spoon, and I think it was so I'm just gonna kind of guess. And these are really, really frozen, so I might have to like kind of clobber them a little bit and dig them. Oops, just shot lemon juice on the floor, frozen, awesome. So here's some of my frozen lemon juice, right? So I'm just gonna pour that right in my milk and stir it around, let it thaw out. And then I can just put the lid right back on this and pop it right back in the freezer. But this is a great alternative. Let me show you what I do with this. So here's my water glass, right? This is my Pampered Chef. My upline director, executive director gave this to me. And it shows that I'm a director, and then I'm working towards becoming an advanced director. So that's what this cup is for. So it says, set goals and crush them. That's what I'm doing. And it's got my name on it. So if I like lemon water, so I basically fill these up, and then I'm gonna use that excess piece, but then I just pop this right into my water. And then I've got lemon water, and I can pop the rest of this in the freezer. The lids go right on, but you can use this for, like if you've got extra, like sauces that you're making, or if you have like a pesto that you're using. These are fantastic because then you can pop these right into whatever recipe you're making. Lemon juice and lime juice and any kind of citrus, orange juice, is a really good like extra kick for like soups or sauces. So I'm gonna pop this back in the freezer so these don't thaw out. So, okay, so then I'm gonna dump this in here. And my puppy is probably gonna talk to you guys, and you know, it just is what it is, right? Not a whole lot I can do about that. So I'm gonna mix that all together, and then it says to add the extra things I need for the custard. So let me show you our can opener. This is like the coolest can opener ever. So it is an easy open can opener, and it will not allow you to get your hands cut, and it makes a smooth edge on this, okay? So it's not like your typical can opener. You're not gonna do it sideways. You're gonna helicopter this bad boy, okay? So right here, do you see those two circles? You're gonna put the two circles right in this, right alongside the edges, okay? And when you go to turn it, it's going to hold it. See, like that. Then you're just gonna turn it and keep turning it. And you'll kind of feel it give a little bit when it gets all the way to the end. So to release it, you're gonna turn it the other way, okay? Ta-da! So now there's these little bird beaks. Do you see those little bird beaks right there? And you're gonna push this button right here on the side, and it bird beaks it and it pinches it. So that's gonna pinch right here and pull this out, okay? So now you've got your nice smooth lid, okay? I'm gonna wipe my little scraper off that has caramel on it and dump the rest of this evaporated milk stuff that's kind of gotten stuck on the top. And I'm gonna mix this around a little bit, okay? And I need how much of this? A cup. Okay, so I'm gonna use my measure-all cup that I just did the milk with, and I'm gonna do it on my liquid. I'm gonna measure it to a cup, okay? And then I'm gonna pour that right inside here. Spray the sides of this pan. So I'm gonna get my kitchen spritzer out, which is one of my favorite products. If you guys don't have this, you need like 2. And I'll tell you why. I've got this one with olive oil. You can put vegetable oil in one if you want, but you wanna pump it. So it's not gonna have the chemicals that you would normally have in like Pam and all that other stuff, right? So you're gonna spray the sides of your pan, just like so. So now you know what's going into your foods. So now you know what's going into your foods, right? A tip is when you get this, then release it. Hear that? That's gonna release the pressure, so the next time you use it, you're gonna have to pump it again, about 10 to 15 times depending, because then that will stop the bottom from bubbling out, okay? A little bowl right here that I'm gonna whisk all of the cake ingredients in now, okay? So the cake ingredients are 1.5 cups of my my chocolate cake that I made out of just yellow cake mix and cocoa. And I need 1.5 cups. So these are our measuring cups that all are nested together too, just like the actual measuring spoons. It has a leveler which comes with it, which I think is the coolest thing in the world. And I'm just gonna put all my cake mix right in here, and then I'm gonna level it off to make sure that I have exactly what I need. Okay, so there's one, and then I need a half a cup. So I'm gonna take that one off of here as well, right? 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So I'm gonna use this same one right here, get my 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil out, and pour that into my measuring spoon. 1, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I need a half a cup of water. So I'm gonna use the same one that I had before, and I'm gonna fill it up to a half a cup. I'm gonna use the liquid side. So make sure if you get one of these that when you wash it, you don't want this to go in the dishwasher. Because if you do, the inner part of it will shrink and it won't have that suction anymore. So you wanna make sure it's not dishwasher safe. This one is not, okay? So I'm gonna put that right in here, okay? Super, super. I'm gonna grab my whisk that I had used for the custard, and I'm gonna mix this all together. Now, these glass mixing bowls are probably one of my favorites as well. They come in a set of 3, and I actually use my pan protectors to keep them nested together so that they don't crack. So for example, here's my protector, and then I would put this one right inside and then put another protector on top of that, and then put the small one on top of that. So the protectors come in a set of 3. I use them for my pots and pans, but I also use them for my glassware because I am somewhat clumsy, and so I have a tendency to sometimes chip. Does anybody else have that problem? Is it just me? 'Cause I'm like very klutzy. So there's our chocolate cake. Looks delicious. That looks like chocolate cake, doesn't it? And it was a yellow cake mix. See, look. No lie. If you haven't watched this, go back to the beginning. I used this and this. So 1 box is 4 or 5 tablespoons, depending on how chocolatey you want your chocolate cake to be. Okay, so I am gonna distribute this cake mix right over our custard. So this is one of my scrapers. I love our scraper sets. If you don't have these, I highly recommend that you get them. They're 100% silicone. If you want to cook them in the oven, you can up to 350 degrees. If you want to see if it's gonna melt or not, it won't. But you can do that if you want to. And I'm gonna pour that custard right on top. Here we go. So the custard goes right on top of the cake mix. Look at that. Pretty fancy. There we go. All right, now this is when the magic is gonna happen. Are you ready? Okay, so I'm gonna open this up. Okay, you're gonna hear some little buzzes. All right, and then this is our ceramic pot that you can actually put rice in, vegetables, potatoes. It comes with a little lid that has a venting element on it, and you can put your meats and stuff right in the bottom of the pot if you want to. Use this stand and then put this right on top and cook everything together. And I need to add like a cup of water to the bottom of this because the whole idea of a pressure cooker is the steam is what's going to build the pressure in order for everything to cook. So now this is where it gets tricky so you don't spill it. I'm going to lower it right inside there. And then so basically how this is going to work is I like it because of the fact that it has the steaming valves are separated. So I'm not going to be at risk at burning my fingers, which is amazing. It also has these great little handles that are built right in here, so I can actually lift my quick cooker up and store it a lot easier than I could the pressure cooker that I had before. And then I really like the look of this one better. Plus, it's a little bit more user-friendly on what you can do with this, our quick cooker, than you can with the Instapot. So that's why I like it. Plus, you get me. You get a lot of other recipes. You get a better warranty. And so it's just a better product all around, in my opinion. So now I'm going to put this lid right on here, and you're going to hear some buzzes. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate it. Okay, and I want to make sure that on the top that there's a little steaming like little icon. You want to make sure that those are lined up. Okay, so it's ready to go. And I'm going to go ahead and hopefully you guys can see this. I'm going to move it over a little bit. Can you see it? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put it on custom like it said. And it says to do custom setting, adjust the time for 15 minutes, and then hit start. So I'm gonna go custom and hit time and go down to this bottom arrow right here, and I'm gonna make it go down to 15 minutes. Okay, and then I am going to hit start. So what's gonna happen now is this bad boy is gonna build up to pressure. And so there's a little red indication button right here, and it's kind of nestled inside the lid. It's going to stay that way until this pressure cooker, quick cooker, builds up to its pressure. Once it builds up to its pressure, then that right red indication button is going to lift, so it's going to be level with my lid. Once that happens, if you notice right now, it's kind of rotating like it is right now, right? So that's just letting me know that it's building its pressure, and then once it gets to pressure, then we're gonna see the 15-minute time, and it's gonna go down. So it'll go down until it's ready, and then once it's done, turn the lid, lift it right. Oh, you guys, wow. Okay, so to get this out, I can either use my smaller grippers, which are these, or I can use my microwave grippers, which I think I'll probably end up using these. And I'm just gonna take this right there and I'm gonna bring it over here. Does that not look absolutely amazing? Oh my goodness, look at that. Hour, let me get cool for an hour. So I'll set my alarm for an hour, but this is our cake release. So I'm gonna check it, make sure it's done. And that came out clean. So it is ready. I am so excited. So I would use this end next after an hour, and if there are anything that's tucked along the sides of this, I will use that to release it. And then I will invert it onto a cake pan, and this will be dessert. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. I wanted to show you it from start to finish. So I appreciate your attention and your time. And if there's any of these goodies that you want in your kitchen, make sure you get to your shopping links and get all those products so you don't miss out. And if your wish list is too big, then let me help you get them for free. Or better yet, come and join my team.